country in the world, and it is worth fighting for. It is worth bleeding for, and if it takes it, it's worth dying for the greatest country that this world has ever seen.
Hey, it is Wednesday. Happy Hump Day, dear America family. My name is Chad Prather. I'm sitting in for Graham Allen, who is in Washington, D.C., and man, he's got the inside scoop. There are so many good things that are coming your way. It's going to burn in your ear holes when Graham gets back. Rumor has it on the wind, Graham Allen will be back on the show tomorrow morning, so you don't want to miss that. But in the meantime, I want you to tune in today. Tune in and turn it up. Make sure that you're hitting that like button, hitting that share button, and I want to see some American flags, emojis.
Get them rolling.
In the live chat, let's blow this thing up,
rolling.
man, because what we are going to share with you today is going to encourage you. It's going to bless you. It's going to motivate you. It's going to make you want to just dress yourself, wrap your naked body in red, white, and blue, and run through a wall like the Kool-Aid Man.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
It's going to be so good. Guys, there are so many good things going on in Washington, D.C. right now, and I can't believe those words just came out of my mouth. That good things are happening in the beltway of Washington, D.C. Believe it or not, miracles happen, folks. Oh, and they happen because of people like you, those of you that are listening. If you're listening by way of podcast, go where podcasts are offered. Leave us a rating and review, 5 stars. That's what we deserve. And tell us anything in the review, man. Just tell us. But get in that live chat. Share this with your family and friends. We are going to have some fun today, man. And I believe by the end of this thing, you're going to be proud to be an American. I know you already are. But sometimes you need a little booster shot. And I don't mean the blah, blah kind, the kind that they tried to force on you. I mean the kind that you willingly take it and you're like, yeah, I needed a shot of American adrenaline, folks. So many good things are happening. I'm excited to get to that today. You guys doing good? I mean, are you guys hanging in there? Are you encouraged? We are 5 days away from the inauguration. The inauguration. I'm hearing all these weird stories about, these liberal leftist Riris that are going out there and buying up tickets for the inauguration so that there's none available because they think stupid ideas like that work. Like if they just buy all the inauguration tickets, there won't be enough for people that are true supporters of Donald Trump and this incoming administration to be able to go get tickets. And therefore, the mall out there between the Capitol building and the Washington Monument is just going to be empty, and Donald Trump will just be out there taking the oath of office all by himself. Can you imagine being such a basement dwelling window liquor that you actually take the time to register for inauguration tickets, believing that 3 to 5 million American patriots aren't going to show up because you in your, fat butt sitting naked in a lawn chair in mom's basement begging for more minutes on dial-up decided to get the inauguration tickets? Come on, man. Come on. Patriots are strong. America is getting stronger. We have been calling it out. We've called this administration out, and you guys, by sharing, by pushing voices out there, just using your platform to remind everybody that common sense, it may not be common, but it ain't dead. I don't even think it's on life support because of people like you. You're out there, you're thinking critically, and you're doing the good stuff, man. Oh, boy, howdy. I love seeing you guys in the chat. Good morning. Good morning, dear America family. Thank you for supporting me this week. I appreciate you guys letting me fill in for Graham and hang out with you guys. It has been an absolute blast. I love Graham. We just heard from him. And in a little while, you're going to hear from him as well. So we're excited about that. We got some insider information on what happened inside the hearing room yesterday with Pete Hegseth. We're going to talk about what's happening with this incoming administration. We're going to give you some fun highlights from yesterday. I know you've seen all of the clips. You've seen the clips of the confirmation stuff ad nauseum. But we're actually going to have some fun with it today. And you're gonna get a chuckle. It's gonna be a good morning for you. So thank you for joining us. Like it, share it, like it, share it, like it, share it. And you know what I want you to do real quick? Let me go ahead and have my little conniption fit. My vein will come out in my forehead, and I'll go ahead and have a little mini stroke right here on this live feed. I want you guys, just in support of our dear brother Graham Allen, who we just got off the phone with, I want you to put a big old GA, in the comment section. Blow up the chat. The chat, don't blow up Chad, blow up the chat with a big GA for Graham Allen. GA, 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 GA. I want to see thousands of people
Let's go.
coming on through that thing because Graham's watching. Graham's watching. He's still in D.C. He's doing the important stuff. He's up there talking to the high-level people, getting things done out there because you know what? He's built a platform. People listen to him. They respect his voice. And I want you guys to show him some support, show him some love right now that you're praying for him. And when you post that GA, I want you to say a little prayer of protection, pray a little prayer for revelation, pray a little prayer for just direction and just wisdom for our dear brother Graham, man. Thank you guys for blowing up the chat. Before we go any further, I got another request for you guys. I want you to visit our friends over at Birch Gold, and I want you to get a free information kit on how you can diversify your retirement and make sure that your future is secure by diversifying your IRA and your retirement plans with gold. You can go to birchgold.com, but what we want you to do, what we really need you to do, is text Graham, Graham, to the phone number 989898. That's as simple as it gets, 989898. You say, what's going to happen, Chad? Well, it's real simple. You've heard us talk about it. You just haven't done it yet. When you text Graham to 989898, Birch Gold is going to send you a free, no-obligation information kit on what it means to diversify your savings, your retirement plans, convert your IRA into a retirement plan that is backed by actual precious metals. You know, the stuff that, has been around since Adam and Eve? Gold, the things which has driven global currencies for all of humanity's history. Gold, 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 gold. We want you to text Graham to 989898. And you know what? I want you to do the favor for me. Text it over there to him just so Birch Gold can say, you know what? We did pretty good when Chad was hosting the show. Like, we've still got the text messages. Maybe Chad ain't so bad either. And maybe they'll, throw me some love over on my channel as well. Hey, speaking of throwing some love, after you've texted Graham to 989898, I want you to put your hands together. And he is everybody. He is America's favorite producer. Have no fear. Producer Royce is here.
I am here, and I'm doing well. Hold up, I gotta make sure people can hear Chad. 1 second. Boom.
See,
boom,
whatever.
Boom.
I
there,
mean,
now
something.
we can hear.
Something.
Boom.
What did we have glitch? What did we have glitch yesterday? Was it Facebook?
It was Facebook. Facebook's up and going now. If you're on Facebook, be in the chat. We got you in the chat.
What people don't understand, so we had glitches on Rumble, and then our streaming platform had some trouble on Monday. What people don't understand is our audience is so big. The Dear America family is so big that all of these companies have to keep rebooting their stuff and improving their stuff because you guys are blowing up the chat.
We literally got an email. Oh, sorry.
What happened?
We literally got an email from our streaming software saying, hey, you guys are doing great, but the audience is too big. They're commenting too much. It's breaking our system. You guys, like Graham always says, break the chat, You've broken the chat multiple times successfully, and we love it, and they're having to adapt for our growing audience. So thank you. Keep breaking the chat because that means that we're doing something really good. So
we'll be doing it really good. And trust me, guys, this is a good thing. Well, this is a good thing. Let's keep blowing this thing up. And speaking of blowing things up, everybody's favorite redneck, welcome to the show, Hot Seat Todd, everybody.
I don't know about y'all, but in less than a week, in less than a week, we have an entire group of real, true patriot change agents that are going to be hitting D.C., changing it. And all I have to say about that is...
You want to use it. You got to make sure you do it right. You got to do it right. There it is.
That's all I have to say.
We love the Trump dance.
That's all I have to say.
I mean, can you imagine? Let's go back to 2015. Let's go down to, Trump comes down the golden escalator there at Trump Tower, New York City. Can you imagine all the stuff we've been through, the crazy stuff we've been through? The throttling, the censoring, the pandemic, the COVID shutdowns, the nonsense, the people, the division in our country, the weird things, the riots, the conspiracies, the cocaine in the White House, all this stuff, man. Dudes putting on girl swimsuits and jumping in the pool with collegiate women and beating the hell out of them. All these things. I mean, these things that we've seen, and it all culminates with the Trump dance. The Village people have confirmed they're gonna perform. They're going to perform.
Ask, speaking of the swimsuits and the tuck swimsuits, has anybody in the chat been back to Target since? I've not been back to Target since that whole deal.
Nope.
Yeah.
My wife used to love Target. Now she won't go. I won't go. What? Todd, what do you need from Target?
The only reason I went to Target is because I went to Best Buy in Tuscaloosa to look for a piece of electronics, and they were sold out. And Target was across the street, and I Googled it. They had it. I didn't have a choice, man. Look, I'm limited here in Mississippi.
Everyone in the chat, Todd sucks. Todd sucks in the chat. Todd failed.
Tucks. No, doesn't Todd? It's not Todd sucks. Todd tucks.
Todd
tucks.
Todd tucks.
If he goes to Target, Todd
That's
tucks.
bad.
Todd
right.
tucks.
Sorry.
That may be the gayest thing I've heard you say, Todd.
I'm
right
sorry,
there.
man. Listen, there's not like there's a lot of options here.
EY.
Blow up the chat. Blow up the chat. Go, 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 go.
Blow it up.
Oh, that's
Todd
so
tucks,
funny.
Todd tucks.
I didn't have a
Todd tucks.
choice.
No, we love Todd no matter his sexuality.
Yeah.
We're happy to have him on the show.
You can't tuck all of that, man. That's like Game of Thrones size dragon. You can't tuck all that stuff.
Whoa, Todd, what are you doing,
Todd,
bro?
What are you doing, Todd? That's a different kind of Trump dance, Daddy. Hey. All right, guys, let's stop before we go further. You can't get me and Todd wired up like this.
No, you can't.
Here's the thing. If you guys don't believe, if the Dear America family doesn't believe how powerful you guys are, let me prove it to you. I'm going to prove it to you. This is hilarious. You're going to love this. And you've seen it coming, but it's fun when you can put numbers to it. MSNBC. You got to spit when you say it. MSNBC, the mainstream media, folks, is dead. Media right now. President resigns amid network falling ratings just days before Trump takes office. Rashida Jones, she's resigning 4 years at the helm. Look at this number. 55% of his primetime audience. Everybody wave goodbye in the chat. Wave bye-bye. Wave bye-bye. See you, Rashida. You know why? Because people are sick of the woke mind virus. Look at him. Look at Joy Reid. She's even got the Trump comb over. Look at Joy Reid right there.
Joy.
That is the worst hair I've ever seen in my life.
make me happy.
Dude, that's exactly what that is.
I think I have that wig around here somewhere. Wow.
Can you do a Joy Reid?
I think I probably could somewhere in here.
But you know that the sad part about it is it's two people. It's two people that have destroyed MSNBC and Simple Joy and Rachel Maddow. If they got rid of you, make me happy, and Rachel Maddow, they'd probably be fine.
I'm going to say something that's gonna maybe upset some people in the chat, but that's okay. Rachel Maddow, you go back and you look at the history of her as a journalist. She's not an unintelligent person.
Not at all.
She's an intelligent person. You may not like her. I don't like her. But that's what happens when the mind virus gets you. When it gets in there and your ideologies, your agendas, and your narratives drive you insane, it turns intelligent people into just babbling puddles of pudding pablum. And that's what she became because they're pushing that agenda. And America said no. America said, we're done with this crap. We're not going to do it. You know you've been gaslit. You know that they've played on you, and they've tried to pretend like you're ignorant. You know how they're always talking about how Trump likes his unintelligent people? These are the unintelligent people because they believe that America is stupid. And I'm tired of saying that people are dumb. I think people are smarter than we give them credit for. Because there's a lot of dumb out there. Trust me, there's enough stupid to fill up a big old fat, well, I think they call that California. But there's, God, now I got the California people going to come after me. But let me just tell you, these are the people who think you're dumb. And so bye-bye, Rashida. And you're going to watch these places, just come on down. And you know what? You know where they're going to come? Because I'm going to make a prediction. I'm going to make a prediction in the next couple of weeks. You're going to see, in a lot of ways, a lot of the people that you've maybe relied on to get your information from, maybe conservative voices, they might be gone because they might be working in D.C. We don't know. But you're also going to see a lot of these things that are going to dwindle down. Your CNNs. Isn't it funny that, what's his name, Jennings over at CNN, he's the only redeeming quality they have over there.
Yeah.
And he's literally
Kentucky.
The conservative voice guy is the common sense guy is actually the only one saving the sinking ship, which is CNN. I think Chad News Network has a good ring.
I was just thinking, you guys you might see Dear America on MSNBC. I mean,
you could.
Awesome.
I mean, we know
why
that
not?
They floated the idea of people like Elon buying it, or Dear America, or Daily Wire buying it. I'm not supporting any of that. I'm just saying those are the things that have been floated around out there. What were you going to say?
I have a prediction, actually. Todd, in his lifetime, will have his own news network, and it's going to be called Todd News Tonight. It'll be TNT.
TNT.
Everything will be explosions.
TNT.
It's going to be awesome.
Me shooting,
TNT with Todd.
Awesome. I love it. I love it.
Right? I think that'd be pretty
I love it.
awesome.
It's great.
TNT in the chat. Blow up the chat.
TNT
TNT in the chat.
TNT
Meggy
in
Moo
the
32
chat.
is in the chat, everybody.
Meggy Moo.
Hey, Meg.
She's part of the
Meggy Moo
DA
32.
fam. Everyone say hi, Meggy Moo.
Follow her and make sure you're
Potato.
We love
into
Meggy
her
Moo.
show in the evening. Man, we got so much to get into, and I can't wait to share some things with you from Graham later on in the show. But let's show you something that this is why you need a DOGE, a Department of Government Efficiency. Elon Musk retweeted this, and this is your budget, folks. This is the budget. He simply said, "Wow." I mean, if you look at these numbers, and you look at the debt, and you look at what we're paying on that debt, and you look at the interest, based on these numbers, a third of what we're paying out is simply going to interest. Now, that should concern you as an American because it's unsustainable. We can't continue at this rate. If we don't clear out some of the governmental riffraff, and if you really break down the numbers and start looking at how this thing works, not just paying the interest. If you take certain things out of there, the Social Security and all these kind of deals, 44% of what we're paying on our budget, 44% is going to interest. You can't have that when you're trying to pay down a national debt and you got so much bloat and so much pork and so much garbage and so much, fat cat spending out there on stuff like underwater basket weaving and transgender scuba diving studies in the Sudan, and we're supporting that with taxpayer dollars. And then 31 to 40, let's just say 31 to 44% of our debt, of what we're paying back, is going to interest. Folks, you can't own a home like that. You can't buy a car like that. You go out and buy a $15,000 Hyundai Sonata, and you done spent $145,000 on the thing. You can't, it's unsustainable, folks.
Yeah.
It is fact. It's just simple math on this whole thing.
Look at this, 140 billion in interest
Yeah.
on the national debt. That is insane.
People, we throw around these numbers, these B words and these T words, billions, trillions, and they do that because it's become literal like snow. It's white noise in our head. Nobody knows what a trillion is. Years ago they were talking about open borders would help the U.S. economy and the global economy by $100 trillion. There's not $100 trillion on the planet, okay? That's an ethereal number. That's not a real number. We start talking about trillions, we don't have any basis for that. So if there's not even that much money on the planet, you can download the app, the U.S. Debt Clock, and it will blow your mind how fast those numbers are going.
That's just depressing, man. I don't want that app.
Yeah, no, I don't.
You look at it. You look at it, and
Nope.
And every person in America,
Not doing it.
person in America
I'm sad
is
enough,
born. Your newborn baby is born with like $115,000 in debt. And then if you look at the people who actually pay taxes, it's more like $225,000 a person. And that thing is moving all the time. I mean, you can't even keep up with the numbers on this thing. I'm pulling it up right now. Let's see where we are. This is an encouraging thing. U.S. national debt, $36,353 billion. Every citizen, wow, boy, I was off. Every citizen, every newborn baby suckling on mama's breast owes $106,912 to the U.S. government. Woo. Debt per taxpayer, $323,000. So when you file your taxes, April 15th or October 15th or whatever you choose to do or don't do, you owe $323,000 to the national debt. We need the Doge.
Yeah.
We need to cut this stuff immediately.
And something else that Trump had just announced, we need bad, like real bad.
We'll get into it, but yeah, me and Chad talked about it a lot yesterday. But I think anything taxation is theft. Anything. I think the American people are being screwed over year after year on everything. Every purchase that you make, you're being screwed. And it says here in this tweet that the U.S.'s revenue between taxes, fees, and tariffs was $454 billion. How much of that went to Ukraine?
Yeah, a lot.
How much of that are we actually needing? Why are they not paying down the national debt? Yeah. Why are we sending hundreds of billions of dollars overseas to a foreign war that we shouldn't be involved with?
And there's no
so
audit
we just
of
need
it.
No audit of it. It's not coming back. It's gone.
I don't have a problem. I don't have an issue with property taxes because anything that helps out your local government, your state, your community. I don't mind paying for taxes at the groceries. But when you pay property taxes, when you pay your taxes for your tag, when you pay taxes on your groceries, when you pay taxes on this, if you go buy a fish for $5, you got to pay taxes on that, and then you get your paycheck and go, oh my God, who is this FICA? Like. That's too much.
Here's what I love. To your point, Todd, and I see people all the time and say, oh, really, taxation is theft? How are we going to do all of these things, build roads? I promise you, since the invention of the wheel, they've been trying to figure out, they've been putting flat spaces out there for it to roll on. People will figure it out. But here's the thing, life, liberty, property. John Locke's 3 principles of freedom, life, liberty, property. You can't tax those things, okay? It's not constitutional. It's not what our country was founded on. But everybody says, oh, well, you got to pay your taxes. How are we going to pay for everything? We're $37 trillion in debt. Obviously, the tax system in America ain't working. It's not working. The issue is how they spend the money, where they spend the money, what they even believe money is, where the money's going, and you cut this federal government. You need 4 million unelected bureaucrats in Washington, D.C., who are spending, you get the point. These people aren't the ones who make decisions. We need to cut the federal government. I mean, start with these 3-letter agencies, get rid of all of them, cut the federal government about 85%. We said yesterday that 45% of the federal workers have already been polled and said they're going to do everything they can to hinder Donald Trump. Fire every dadgum one of them. Fire every dadgum one of them.
Let me ask. We're $32 trillion in debt. Who do we owe that money to? Is it China?
Ourselves.
Well, how does that work? How does that work?
It's ourselves. We owe ourselves that money.
That doesn't make any sense.
Because
we mentioned this yesterday.
Is we keep printing money, okay? So you have this much money to spend, okay? You run out of it, so you print more. You run out of that, and you print more when you're supposed to have this, but you print this. So we owe ourselves that money.
So we have. So does that mean that we've put out into the economy $32 trillion?
It's something to that effect.
Exactly.
No.
So how in the world are we supposed to pay that back?
No,
I don't understand.
You can't because again, these people believe they're not good economists. They believe in modern monetary theory where debts are good, deficits are good. They believe that printing cash is good, and they think that you can basically barter with a cashless society off of utilizing debts. And that's not going to work. That is not going to work. And I'm telling you the thing, and we got to move on. This whole deal is unsustainable, folks. And the dollar is dead. Just watch what gold does. When gold goes up, it proves to you cash is dead.
And just one more thing, another reason, just to kind of help you understand, Royce, the reason why the national debt is so high is because the federal government cannot balance a budget better than a 2-year-old could balance your checkbook. As it stands right now, the Department of Defense, their budget is $894 billion, with a B, $894 billion. They have failed an audit 7 years in a row.
Yep. And when your credit rating drops like it did under Obama, yeah, we got a problem. All right, let's move on a little bit. I need you guys to do us a favor. Hit like, hit share. It doesn't cost you a thing to do, but it helps us tremendously because it reminds the algorithm that people are here. So hit like, hit share, hit like, hit share. Hit like and share. And here's what's going to happen. And see, this is what's going to happen. What the left has learned and what the bureaucracies have learned is that they can use lawfare effectively to throw these stumbling blocks in front of the people who are going to abolish these things. This is the deal with Elon Musk. The SEC is now suing Elon Musk, who at the end of the day is directing the SEC. It is the Biden administration. They have learned that lawfare works. So they're suing him over securities violation in federal court. Basically, they're saying his acquisition and purchase of Twitter, which is now, of course, X, was done illegally. Folks, you can't make it up at this point.
Haven't they already tried this, though?
They're going to keep
Probably.
trying it. This is one more middle finger from the Biden administration before he leaves office in 5 days. They're doing everything they can to go after Elon. They want to break this guy. I'm telling you, if Kamala Harris had been elected, Elon Musk is right. He probably would have gone to prison. There's a lot of people who probably would have gone to prison because they were coming after everybody. I mean, we heard Hillary Clinton talking about how we all need to be re-educated. They were coming after every single one of us. They've learned that lawfare, they saw with Trump, that even if they can't make it stick in the long run, man, they sure can tie things up for a long time. So the SEC is suing Elon Musk. We'll see how that goes out. This is kind of funny. Greenland, we're still talking about Greenland. I've seen people say, why do we need Greenland? We just do. At this point, we just
There's
do.
actually
Why
so
not?
many reasons, though, like the oil, the security, the military, everything.
Yep.
There's so many reasons why Greenland would be
Yeah.
beneficial to the U.S.
I mean, how many people go to the ice castle at Christmas, and they go through and they, all the kind of stuff. We could just make Greenland one big Santa's Wonderland, and it'd be like Christmas Disney World. But the Nelk boys are trolling Greenland. Play this clip.
Welcome to America.
Welcome to America.
Why would,
Buy us.
why would you?
You can
Whoa!
buy us.
Why would you do that?
Can you buy me?
Yo, sir, I can put the hat on. Oh, what?
Hey!
Sir!
Have you ever tried Raising Cane's? What? You ever dipped a chicken tender in ranch? If you dip a chicken finger in ranch and you don't want to join the USA, then I'll respect you.
Welcome to America.
Have you ever tried Raising Cane's?
It is amazing.
Let me tell you something. You could dip a turd in that sauce and eat it. It's delicious. Listen,
So
Raising
good.
Cane sauce is all the reason you want right there just to be an American. I'm telling you what. Will Greenland become a province or the property, at least, of the United States of America? I think there's a very good chance. What are the betting odds on that? Well, you can find out if you go over to betonline.ag. They've got a whole section over there where you can look at some of the props. What is Trump's approval rating going to be on the date of his inauguration? What is Trump and Melania? Are they going to stay together? You can actually bet on that. How much will Trump pay for Greenland? There's a ton of things. Go over there to betonline.ag and just have a little fun with it, folks. Take a deep breath and have a little fun with it. Check out some of the lines that they put over there, some of the props. It's really kind of funny. The first sport to have a team in Greenland. I'm going hockey. I'm going hockey on
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
NHL. That would be tough. But I think Alaska's got to get a team before Greenland gets a team. That's the problem geographically. They're too far for the teams to travel. That's the issue. But that's kind of funny. You got pardons. You got Trump's exit date. You got all these different things. Confirmation hearings. Check out our friends over there. Have a little fun with it, folks. Have a little fun. BetOnline.ag, and that's a pretty good one right there. Trump going to be impeached? Oh, they're going to try so hard. They're going to try so hard. Every slip of the lip's going to get him hung by the tongue, people. BetOnline.ag. Let me see those American flags in the chat. Blow it up. Let me see. Oh, come on, boys. We had a good time yesterday. Todd, you had a great show on the hot seat last night. I'm loving Maggie Moo. I'm loving Megan Duthu's great show in the evenings. Brianna Morello is giving us the news. Graham's back tomorrow morning. It's going to be good stuff. He'll be yelling at you tomorrow. It won't just be me. Blow up the chat. Let me see those American flags. Let me see those American flags. If for nothing else, Donald Trump has proposed something everybody should love. When you talk about putting money back in your pocket,
Yes.
what if he got rid of the IRS and exchanged that for the external revenue
It's
service?
genius, man.
He says on January 20th, he's proposing this. He said, the people have used the Internal Revenue Service, been abused. Soft and pathetically weak. Trade agreements. The American economy has delivered growth and prosperity to the world while taxing ourselves. He says it's time for that to change. He said, today I'm announcing we're going to create the External Revenue Service. Collect tariffs, duties, all revenue. Now, listen, I'm of the opinion, and I know most of you are the same, I'm not for more government agencies. I'm not for making the government bigger. But let's exchange some things.
Yes.
I'm at least willing to do that. If you got a bad system, let's exchange it for a good system. And let's get that money. I mean, is Ukraine sending relief help? Help me understand. Is Ukraine sending relief help
Nerp.
to California's southern wildfires? Are they? I don't think they are. Vladimir Zelensky's probably shooting another cover photo for Vanity Fair or Vogue magazine. You know, walking around in his little green suit. He walks around. I'm in war. I'm at war. I'm at war. We should dress Royce up like Vladimir Zelensky one day.
Why? Why
Look,
me?
look at he's kind of got that little
good.
Eastern
He's
bloc
got
look.
the kind of
What?
look on him. Yeah,
I do not look like Vladimir Zelensky.
kinda
Please
look
don't.
like
You know, but we could have a little fun with it.
Vladimir Chamberlain.
Vladimir.
That's Vladimir.
It's not Vladimir, it's Volodymyr.
Volodymyr.
Zelensky. There's a lot of Y's on the end of that thing. So I see in the chat, Tata's Tuts. Supposedly they sent some firefighters. We're also using incarcerated people to fight the fires.
For real.
Hey, listen, if they sent firefighters, we can use them. We can use them. Just make sure they go back home when the fires are put out.
Yeah, for
because I've
real.
seen the end of that story before.
For real.
People show up. I just asked Dallas about Hurricane Katrina when suddenly everybody in New Orleans moved to Dallas and stayed.
Yep. Dallas and Austin. It was bad.
Houston,
Listen,
too.
people are saying I'd be a perfect Vlad. Okay, first it was thinking
See?
Luigi. Oh, Royce looks like Luigi. Now I look like Vladimir Zelensky.
You know,
Yeah.
embrace the
Embrace
ability to be a character, man.
Yeah, man. Come
I
on.
know, but I'm
Embrace.
only the bad guys. I'm only the bad guys. What the
Welcome
heck?
to the party.
You know what?
Welcome to the party.
There's worse things to be than a Bond villain, dude. You can be a Bond. James Bond.
I could be a Bond.
A villain.
Yo, hey,
no,
somebody
not
said-
a Bond. A Bond villain.
Villain.
Well, someone said I look like Joe Jonas. I get that a lot, and I'm okay with that
okay.
one. I get that one a lot.
You would be okay with that one.
Yeah, you.
Who wouldn't be?
Could
Todd,
be,
don't you want to look like
could-
Joe Jonas?
No.
All right, we're back to the GHEY part of the. I could see you being a Jonas brother. Yeah, you're a cutie, Royce. We love you. We love you.
No, you.
I think it's because maybe you are dressed in Zelensky's color a little bit today
bit.
on
Gray?
the screen. Yeah. So that
Wearing
green.
his Ukrainian underwear, loud and proud.
That green brings out the dark of your beautiful Cuban brown eyes. Oh man, oh man. And then Trump.
We are having way too much fun this morning.
I don't know I don't know how to respond to any of this.
Just let it go. Let them chat you up. Jonas brother for sure. All right, fine.
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy, whoever asked where the eye candy is this morning, Chad's right there. That's right, Lions Fade. That's right. Well, let me get my good side so I can show you the dimple. Donald Trump, he's just posting his texts at this point. He took a screenshot of a text. I don't know if he sent or typed it out, but he just posted it. Government's so inept that the insurance companies won't insure houses anymore, so the homeowner is left with nothing. Look at Trump with the logic.
Jesus,
Boom.
man. Wow. Dropping a truth bomb right there.
I loved what
Well, actually, if anybody knows iPhone, this is a text that he received. It's not blue or green.
Oh, Trump. Well, I don't.
So somebody texted this to Trump.
Okay, I see. All right, so maybe Trump wasn't with the logic, down with it. I love what Pete Hegseth yesterday when they were talking about him leading platoons and how many people he's overseen and how many people he's been the boss of and all that kind of stuff. He said, I'm being hired by the greatest CEO in American history. I think that's a pretty solid thumbs up. But no, I think you're right. And
Everybody is saying that you two are frozen, but I'm not. This doesn't make any sense.
here we are. We're moving.
I'm
We're
not.
moving. I guess
Well, it's because we
refresh
got
the
almost
feed.
13,000 people watching live, I guess. But in the comments are going crazy.
Oh, no. Oh, no, we're froze again. We froze
No,
again.
we're not frozen. I'm looking it on Rumble. I'm
Yeah,
doing my
Facebook-
Judy chop.
It might be freezing every once in a while, but Facebook looks
Yeah.
fine to me.
Are we back moving
Let us
again?
let us know. All right, they're saying it's good now. Okay, sorry guys.
I
If
blame
this
Party Foul
happens,
Steve sitting over at my production table over there. He's probably pushing buttons. Don't go to any weird websites, Party Foul. But anyway, hopefully we're back. Refresh your deal. Okay,
Refresh.
we're good now. We're blowing it up, guys. You know what? Let's do this. Let's do it again. Let's blow it up. I want you guys, the Dear America family, I want to see a big DA, a big Dear America. Blow up the chat. DA, 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 DA. Let's blow it up. Make Todd freeze again. Todd freeze again. There he is. Mr. Freeze with the DA in the chat. Everybody blow that thing up. Make sure you're hitting like and share. DA in the chat. Dear America, let me go. All right, we're good now. Remind them that we are here. Hit like and share. Oh, my gosh. You know what I haven't seen in a minute, Royce, is I haven't seen a cry lib cry.
Ooh, a little CLC in the chat.
I loved it yesterday whenever everything was melting down. And even this morning, people were melting down over the Carrie Underwood performing at the inauguration. I mean, let's not forget, like Toby Keith sang in 2016. And
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Rest in peace, Toby. I don't even think Toby was necessarily a Republican. I think Toby was just an American patriot.
That's
but
okay.
he sang. So Carrie is catching a lot of grief, and we'll see what happens with Coca-Cola, because the Coke CEO came down to Mar-a-Lago. You know, Donald Trump likes the Diet Coke. He and I have that in common. And I know it's poison, but let's see how many libs cry. Libs cry. CLC in the chat. They're going to be crying. Should Trump bring back the original?
Drinking Coke again.
I'll never drink Coke again. So there he is. They presented him with the presidential Diet Coke. Can we get those?
I would love to, man.
Oh boy,
that would look really good right next to my Bear Bryant
Look
Coke.
at that.
And let me tell you,
January 20th.
look at that, so sexy. And you know what? And it's in a glass bottle too. Glass bottle.
Yo, is Coke based? What?
No, who would have known? There'll be somebody that'll tell us how liberal Coke is or something like that. But hey, they presented him with it. Can we come back to just celebrating certain things that are just fun in America without everything? I mean, I know it's all kind of crazy stuff, but yeah, we need to jump on the website. Party Foul Steve, you're on your phone over there. I want you to go over there and see if somebody can buy a presidential Coke.
Just Google presidential. I'm Googling it
I want
right
to see,
now.
because if we can get it, I will
right
buy cases of this stuff. And you know, I would imagine that it's got that little cardboard box. I would think it would have one of those little deals where you got to put in the little doot, 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 and the case, the vault opens up, and the dry ice comes out, the smoke, you know, and they just emerge with the presidential inauguration.
I bet
As
Donald
soon as
Trump's
the box-
password to everything is Diet Coke.
Yeah. And as soon as
Diet
the box opens up,
Coca-Cola.
hold on, I'm coming.
Now, let me tell you something. Everybody's, you know, they were saying, will Trump bring back the original Coke? I
hope not.
I wish we
I
could
hope
bring
not.
back like the 1920 version.
Please no. Please.
The kind the dentist used to give you. That would be fun. The pharmaceutical grade Coca-Cola. That would numb
Should
your
Trump
lips
bring back
just
the
a little
original
bit.
Coke recipe?
Yeah. Like,
Bring
yeah.
back the original Coke. Wow. Yeah, I think they found some of that original Coke in the White House. I don't know if it was in a Ziploc bag or a little torn off corner of a sandwich bag tied in a knot or a little glass tube, but that's a different kind of Coke.
No, you can't buy it yet. I looked, can't find it.
Can't get it. Well, you know what? It ain't Pepsi, and Pepsi's gross, so whatever.
Pepsi is gross. But you know what the best is? Dr. Pepper.
Well, welcome to Texas, baby. Birthplace of Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper is beautiful, man.
Dr. Pepper's a good thing. We saw all the crazy stuff. Like and share the show. We saw the crazy stuff yesterday. Mace Hirono. I don't know. I mean, you brought up a good point on my show, which, by the way, the Chad Prather show's on at 2/1 Central every afternoon. You brought up a good point, Royce. You was like, why does Hawaii even have a senator? Like, does that even count? Like, yeah,
Really?
are they big enough? I mean, they got like 2 electoral votes, and they got one of the most vocal, progressive Riri senators out there in Mace Hirono.
We do, before we get into the Pete Hegseth stuff, we do have a clip from Graham.
You know,
that he
I'm
wanted
glad
us
you
to
brought
play.
that up, because we talked to Graham a little while ago. He's in Washington, D.C. Graham was in the Senate hearings yesterday. Graham called us this morning. He was talking about, you know, all the disruptions while Pete was giving his opening statements, and they were carrying people out. And he said he got kicked by one of the people.
He got hit by a chair.
Yeah, and he
got
said,
hit by a
I
chair.
know Graham will fill you in on all of this stuff tomorrow, so I don't want to steal his thunder. But it was hilarious listening to Graham tell these stories about the stuff that happened. So, yeah, he was right there. A lot of insider stuff. I will tell you this sentiment, though, from Graham. He said, you know what? Let's let Graham tell you. Play the clip, Royce.
Here we go.
Yeah, go full on it.
Come on, Graham. GA in the chat.
What's up,
There
dear
he
America
is.
family? Royce probably wanted this video horizontal,
Yep.
but it's vertical, so suck it, Royce. Anyway,
Damn.
I am truly sorry that I haven't been able to be there with you guys right now. I don't know if you can see it, the rotunda of the Capitol over there. It was an exhilarating day yesterday, trying to work behind the scenes, getting Pete through there. Pete did an absolute masterclass. All the chatter, all the everything. Pete's got this thing. I mean, it's done. It's done. He's got the votes. Pete Hegseth will be the next Secretary of Defense. Huge
Pete
victory.
in the
And
chat.
here's the even more interesting thing is it has been kind of the underground statements over here in Washington, D.C. that Pete was going to be the most difficult. And Pete put on a masterclass performance. It was amazing. I talked to him for a bit after, talked to him a bit before. Amazing performance. He wasn't rattled. He was poised in his answers, and he let the Democrats show their true colors, which at the end of the day, what you saw yesterday was unfortunately the humiliation type ritual that we put only the GOP appointed nominees through, where the Democrats knew that Pete Hegseth had the votes the entire time. The reason you saw the vitriol and the lies and the absolute knowledge of those lies, taking things out of context, like I'm just straight up saying it, women shouldn't be in combat roles. Any sane human, and especially military veterans and current members, know the difference between a combat role versus serving in combat. There's all kinds of support things. Cooks go to combat zones. Postal clerks go to combat zones. They're absolutely vitally important, but they are not Navy SEALs. They're not Rangers. They're not this. Everybody knows what Pete Hegseth meant. It was the most insane thing. Gillibrand, Tim Kaine was the worst. I think his name is Tim Kaine. It's Kaine. He was going to be Hillary Clinton's vice president. That's all you need to know. He was the worst, like just most vulgar. You know, what the crap does any of that have to do with Secretary of Defense? But Gillibrand, gay rights, that girl, she's just like, you said this about us. You offended us. Da, 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 da. That's what we're talking about. She never served, I don't believe. But we can't have that type of mentality in our military. Pete made it very simple. Accountability is coming. Lethality is coming across the board. I also want to thank you guys. I know that I haven't been there, and I apologize about that. It is a lot of things going on right now. Trying to help the administration get these picks through, trying to bring you. I hope you guys are enjoying Megan's show, by the way. So now we've got Dear America, we've got Chad's show, Todd's show, Brianna's show, Megan's show for you guys. So we hope you guys are enjoying that. I just want to say that I appreciate all of you. I'm trying my best to not be just a person that speaks, but also a person that puts actions to words. And unfortunately, that means a lot of sleepless nights. That means a lot of traveling. And yeah, I'm here in DC for a little while. The inauguration's coming up. We'll be here during that. Royce and me are going to try to do our best to document that for you guys. Todd and Chad are going to stay behind. Their decision. I didn't gyp them out of a ticket. They had one if they wanted it. They're going to stay behind and broadcast the inauguration live for you guys and hang out with you guys while we're here on the ground. There's a lot of things going on. I just want to say this. Pete Hegseth killed it. He's going to be the next Secretary of Defense. They're saying that that was the hardest one. So that means that if you're President Trump, you got to be feeling really good right now. I think we're going to get a clean sweep, man. I think we're going to get every single nominee passed. And that is good for America. And I think they're going to be passed and confirmed by and on Donald Trump's first day of office. God bless you guys. I'm eternally grateful for all of you. I'm sorry that I've kind of been all over the place for now. I promise we're going to get some stuff figured out here soon. But again, I'm trying to be more than just the guy who talks. So thank you for continuing to support. Continue to do so. 2025 is going to be an amazing year. The ERS, the External Revenue Service, was announced yesterday, and I am having some meetings. Don't you worry. Let's just get rid of the IRS. We don't need it. We don't need it. We got the ERS now. I would even volunteer to work on that. Can you imagine? Excuse me, China. You've got some unpaid debts here that we need to... I'm just kidding. Well, kind of, sort of, not really. Amazing times for our country. God bless you guys. I'll see you guys as soon as I can. I promise. Thank you guys for the support. Keep watching.
Guys, let me tell you. Let me get personal here for a second. Let's just put a TY for thank you in the chat.
Blow up the chat, TY in the chat.
Blow it up with a TY. Just say thank you to Graham. Let me tell you why. Todd, you've known Graham a long time. I've known Graham for over 10 years. You grew up with him. And to see Graham in that, just to know Graham like we do, he looks good. He sounds good. I can see the positive encouragement in his face. Graham's in his element right there. He's so excited because let me tell you, for those of you who have forgotten, Graham Allen is a guy who's put his money where his mouth is. He ran for Congress in South Carolina. He's never just been a talker. He's a doer. He goes out there and gets it done. Graham has traveled. Little fact that you guys may know. Graham doesn't like to travel.
No.
Graham doesn't like
to fly.
He doesn't fly. He will not fly.
Loathes it.
So for him to get in a truck, drive to D.C., go to these places he goes. When he gets called down to Mar-a-Lago, he gets in the truck. He drives down there. He's not a flyer. He's put his money where his mouth is in regard to that. And Todd, you can back me up on this thing, dude. He's doing something that I think the fact that they're listening to his voice in Washington, D.C., and reporting back to you because he dearly loves this audience, and he loves the Dear America platform and family. But this is his element. I mean, I'm loving this. So say thank you to Graham. He's up there. 100%. He's working for you.
And there's a lot of things. And, of course, I mean, out of everybody on this network, every producer, everybody that's been involved in Graham becoming who he is, you're right. I've known him the longest. I mean, we've known each other since we were 8 years old. We grew up 5 houses down. I knew his grandparents. I still talk to his grandmother from time to time. I know his parents, his dad, his mom. Graham has always been. Pete Hegseth said this during the confirmation. Graham's a change agent. He's not just. He's really good in this platform with a microphone in front of his face. You know this. I mean, right now there's 7,000 people on Rumble. God knows how much anywhere else. And
13,000, almost 14,000
total. And this is what he's built because obviously he's good at what he does. But for him to say that he wants to be more than just somebody that talks, that is his element. Something that he can step into and actually affect change. That's what he does. That's what he. And I'm not kissing his stupid butt because he knows I don't. He knows I don't get down that way. But he's always been that way. He's always been that guy that he's going to do the right thing. He's going to fight for what he believes in, and God help you if you're standing in his way. So kudos to him, buddy. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. It's working.
Yeah.
And I'm behind you. I love you like a play cousin. I consider him literally like my brother. So do your thing, bud.
Yeah, and Graham, people see what they see of Graham on the show. That's not who Graham is in real life necessarily, in that Graham's a quiet guy because he's listening and he's thinking and he's contemplating. I've been around him. I'm like, dude, what's going on in your mind right now? And, he's loud and boisterous on the show. Now, I'm loud and boisterous all the time because I'm an idiot. But Graham, he's a thinker. He's a complex dude, man, and he, as you said, don't get in his way. So I'm proud of him being up there. But just because they brought him, they invited him into the conversation, and that's cool. You know, just to go up there for this process with Pete's confirmation, and they listened to him, and again, it's awesome. So, and you know what, you got to give props to the Dear America family for boosting Graham's voice up there as high as they have. So
all the more reason for you guys, like when Graham is not here, and you know, I tell you guys all the time how much I love every one of you in the chat on all the platforms, but all the more reason for you guys to continue to show up when Graham's not here hosting the show, whether it's me, whether it's Chad, whether it's Royce, whoever, whether Brianna, Megan, anything that you show up for on the Dear America platform, you are giving Graham the ability to do what he's doing right now. Yeah. So if you want that real change agent, that real bulldozer to be able to really inflict change in our country, which he can do, you got to do. Me and Chad and Royce, Brianna, Megan, we've all got to do our part, and that's come here and show up and talk to you, make you laugh, make you cry, whatever. We got to do our part, but you have to do your part too, and that is showing up every single day for this network, whether it's on Rumble, Facebook, X. I don't care what platform you choose. It's showing up here. When we ask you to click the like button, that's why we're asking you to do it, because every time you click that like button, every time you comment, every time you text 989898 to Graham, you are helping Graham continue to carry the torch on into D.C. and affect change in this country.
Well said. Well said. We're having a good time, man. We're having a good time, and it's only getting bigger, dude. It's amazing. It's amazing what coming together can do. Maisie Hirono, she accused Pete Hegseth of planning to use the military to take over Greenland and the Panama Canal. She literally said that, if you were watching yesterday. Play the clip real quick.
Yeah, she did.
Ladies and gentlemen, the definition of an idiot.
Is, would you use our military to take over Greenland or an ally of Denmark?
Senator, one of the things that President Trump is so good at is never strategically tipping his hand. And so I would never in this public forum give one way or another direct what orders the president would give me in any context.
It sounds to me that you would contemplate carrying out such an order to basically invade Greenland and take over the Panama Canal.
Let me just say, if you guys have seen, I recently rewatched Man of Steel, okay?
Yeah.
And Batman versus Superman, okay?
Great movie.
You know that scene when Superman is walking into the Capitol and he's got his hair slicked back and he's walking and everybody's scared? That's Pete Hegseth in this room right now. Yeah. They're all scared of him.
Go ahead, Todd. No. Literally, and this is why you'll never see people like me or like Chad in a confirmation hearing for anything like that, because I haven't known Chad for long, but I do know me and him kind of share the same spirit. There's no way I'm not looking at that chick and going, do you have to remind yourself to blink and breathe? Like, I mean, golly, man.
Hey, listen, you know what? What's funny is these people they're communists, man. They're communists. You want to talk about invasion? They've invaded our country with communism. Look at Tim Kaine.
Look
He's
at
drunk.
this dude.
I mean, he basically, by Markwayne Mullins, the senator from Oklahoma, Mullins was amazing yesterday. Mullins basically called him a drunk. And you can look at him.
Look at him. Of course he is.
He's got the alcoholic nose, Tim Kaine.
My glasses are on. Hang on.
But this guy, Tim Kaine, is a disgusting human being. To bring Pete Hegseth's child into this, play the clip, please.
Completely cleared. Can you so casually cheat on a second wife and cheat on the mother of a child that had been born 2 months before, and you tell us you are completely cleared? How is that a complete clear?
Senator, her child's name is Gwendolyn Hope Hegseth. And she's a child of God, and she's 7 years old.
And she was, and you cheated on the mother of that child less than 2 months after that daughter was born, didn't you?
Those were false charges. It was fully investigated, and I was completely cleared. And I
completely cleared.
What?
Chad, do you agree with me in what I'm about to say? Royce, throw it up. You know what's coming.
Hold up. Don't say anything yet. Okay, legally, we're good now. Go ahead.
Okay, we're good now.
There's
All
a
right,
disclaimer, folks, if you're
all right,
listening on the podcast.
And Chad, I hope you agree with me. I think that you do. Listen, I don't care about what Pete Hegseth has done in his personal life when it comes to, listen, if he's committed adultery, fine, that's bad. That's between him and God. That's between him, God, his wife, his ex-wife, whoever, and that's personal. I know this sounds bad, I do not care. What's in question is, can he run the Department of Defense? Right. That's what's in question. And another thing on top of this, and I said this yesterday on my show, $17 million hush fund in Congress that has been paid by the taxpayers. $17 million worth of your tax money has been paid to people that have had sex with Congress people to keep them quiet. Listen, do not, and I repeat, do not go digging in somebody's closet looking for skeletons when you have a bone sticking out of your butt.
That's true. I mean, there are a few people out there who are squeaky clean. I mean, they squeak when they walk because they've, Graham Allen is one of those guys. Graham's got, granted, he was an adolescent once too. Graham, early in his life, nobody is, right? But, I look at a guy like Pete Hegseth, and anybody that knows me knows if there's anything out there in this world, I've tried it, I've done it. I've lived a rock star life. I tour on the road. I'm out there. I have a lot of crazy things that have happened in my life, and I've sinned. I've broken God's heart. I've broken people's hearts. I've done these things, and there's nobody out there who hasn't. And what they're trying to do is they want this gotcha moment. If we can catch Pete Hegseth saying something and make it look like, well, if he doesn't have integrity in his personal life, then he's not going to have integrity as the head of Secretary of Defense, as the Secretary of Defense. Okay, you could do that with literally anything and anybody. If that's our litmus test, then no one needs to be in a governmental position. And that's why I love that Mullins called him out and said, we've seen senators come in here drunk and casting a vote here on Capitol Hill. Mm-hmm. And he said, you have, and you're lying if you haven't. And he was calling out Tim Kaine when he did it, literally called him by name and then said, maybe I shouldn't do that. Everybody sinned. I mean, guys, go read Romans 3:23. We have all sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. And so, again, this whole deal of the gotcha moment attempt to do it, I want to know, can he be tip of the spear? Can he go out there, cut the enemy's head off, and roll it down the hill and say, we are America, we're not in a fair fight, we're going to obliterate you if you mess with us? That's what I want, and I think that's exactly who Pete Hegseth is.
The Bible also says that we are born into sin. Because we're human. Yeah. Humans committed sin. Adam and Eve, they committed the first sin. Humans are sinful. It is in our nature. It's what we do. And you have to look to God for that forgiveness, and live a godly life. And Pete Hegseth, I think, is the definition of that. Everything that he stands for, everything that he talks about. The man lives a godly life, and he has committed sin like we all have, like we were all born into. So it's kind of disgraceful for these guys to bring something like this up. In this, just like Todd was saying, it's only about, can he perform the task? And yes, he can. And we talked about it yesterday on Chad's show. When was the last, Pete openly talks about God and his faith and Christianity and his love for Jesus. And when was the last time you heard a Democrat talk like that?
Yep.
They are removing Christ from schools, from our government, and trying to silence the church. That is worse than any sin I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yet again, it's just one of those moments where me and Chad will never be like that, because I know I would have walked into that hearing with a rock in my pocket, and as soon as that dude would have said that, I'd have laid the rock on the table and said, he who hasn't committed this sin, here you go, throw the first rock.
Well, Pete handled it so well. It's
he
like
did.
It's like
he
Megyn
did.
Kelly said yesterday, they didn't lay a glove on him, and Megyn was there. She was in the room. But they didn't lay a glove on him. He, as Graham said to us earlier privately, he said he excelled far beyond the expectations of what even the people who were there supporting him. And Graham's going to fill you in on all that tomorrow. It was an exciting deal. So many things you didn't get to see on TV that Graham's going to tell you the stories about. But let's jump over. I mean, this is what I like right here.
Yeah.
This is what I need from a Secretary of Defense right here, okay? And this is the deal. Whether you like Israel or don't like Israel or whatever, you got to at least confess that Hamas is an evil organization. And this is what he had to say about that. Play the clip.
Big audience here. Many of them seem to be patriotic supporters of you, Mr. Hegseth. Some of them seem to be liberal critics of you. I would note that it's only the liberal critics that have disrupted this hearing. As was my custom during the Biden administration, I want to give you a chance to respond to what they said about you. I think the first one accused you of being a Christian Zionist. I'm not really sure why that is a bad thing. I'm a Christian. I'm a Zionist. Zionism is that the Jewish people deserve a homeland in the ancient Holy Land where they've lived since the dawn of history. Do you consider yourself a Christian Zionist?
Senator, I'm a Christian, and I robustly support the state of Israel and its existential defense, and the way America comes alongside them is their great ally.
Thank you. Because another protester, and I think this one was a member of Code Pink, which, by the way, is a Chinese Communist front group these days, said that you support Israel's war in Gaza. I support Israel's existential war in Gaza. I assume, like me and President Trump, you support that war as well, don't you?
Senator, I do. I support Israel destroying and killing every last member of Hamas.
And
that is bold right there, man.
But why not? Like, why not? I don't understand this argument that these people have with Hamas. You can go on the U.S. State Department's website right now today and look at the terrorist list. Hamas has been on the terrorist list on the U.S. State Department since the 90s. The 90s. And now all of a sudden they're like Sesame Street, Big Bird, and I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Kill every one of them. Wipe them off the face of the planet.
We've got the top 5 moments from Pete Hegseth's confirmation hearing. Let's play that clip. This will give you a little rundown, and this sums it all up.
A small handful of anonymous sources were allowed to drive a smear campaign, an agenda about me, because our left-wing media in America today, sadly, doesn't care about the truth. All they were out to do, Mr. Chairman, was to destroy me. And why do they want to destroy me? Because I'm a change agent and a threat to them, because Donald Trump was willing to choose me, to empower me, to bring the Defense Department back to what it really should be, which is warfighting.
Everything you've said in these public statements is politics. I don't want women. I don't want moms. What's wrong with a mom, by the way? Once you have babies, you therefore are no longer able to be lethal. I mean, you're basically saying women, after they have children, can't ever serve in the military in a combat role. It's a silly thing to say. So you say it was a political thing. You say it undermined us. Social engineering. I don't know why someone having to publicly say or not publicly say who they love is social engineering.
The senator from Virginia starts bringing up the fact that what if you showed up drunk to your job?
Best clip.
How many senators have showed up drunk to vote at night?
Look at Tuberville. Look at Tuberville.
Have any of you guys asked them to step down and resign from their job? And don't tell me you haven't seen it, because I know you have. And then how many senators do you know have got a divorce before cheating on their wives? Did you ask them to step down? No. But it's for show. You guys make sure you make a big show and point out the hypocrisy because the man's made a mistake. And you want to sit there and say that he's not qualified? Give me a joke. I mean, it is so ridiculous that you guys hold yourself as this higher standard and you forget you got a big plank in your eye.
I have read multiple reports of your regularly being drunk at work, including by people who worked with you at Fox News. Do you know that being drunk at work is prohibited for service members under the UCMJ?
Senator, those
Yes
are
or no?
multiple false anonymous reports peddled by NBC
Do you
News
know that
run directly
drinking on the job
contradictory
is
to the dozens of men and women at
not
Fox News
contemplated?
Channel
I'm
who
not
I work
hearing-
with
I'm
who
not
came
hearing
on
the
the
answer
record
to my question.
and said they've
In your
never
opening
seen
statement,
that.
Mr. Hale.
Else you should
In
be at the Defense
other
Department.
words, you're quite
one.
sure that every general who serves should not go directly into the defense industry for 10 years. But you're not willing to make that same pledge?
I'm not a general, Senator.
You'll be the one.
I want you, hang on, don't take that clip off, Royce. I want y'all to notice something on that very last part. Look at Look
You'll
at
be
the
the
people
one-
around her after this. Look at everyone around her. Watch
Dude
their
to the left,
reaction.
he's like, oh my.
He's like, oh God.
Oh my God. Oh, Elizabeth, did you take your meds this morning?
Look at that,
my
dude.
God.
That's Superman right there,
Pocahontas.
dude.
Yep.
I mean, that smirk on Pete's face, dude. Oh my gosh.
Just and the
glorious.
laughter. The laughter, everybody thinks the laughter came from like her constituent, like Congress and stuff.
Yeah.
No, that was all the veterans in the back that were laughing because they knew that, he ended his career as a major, but like, God, she's so stupid.
So I started this episode by saying good things are happening in Washington, D.C. There is a change. There is a change. Common sense is coming back. Critical thinking is coming back. Responses like this just prove it. I mean, they didn't touch him. They brought their absolute best, and he dropped the hammer on them. And I'm telling you, you're going to see a different administration this time around. It's going to be different. So buckle up, Buttercup, and get some thick skin because your manufactured oppression and sense of victimhood, you better go find your safe space and cuddle up with a little snuggly bear with your crayons and coloring book because it's about to get wild. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Golly. We gotta what do we got, Royce? What do we got to get to? I know we get to the Nancy Mace thing. That's hilarious.
Well, first, actually, I'd like to show this. This is a pretty good representation of what happened.
And by the way, this right here, this emotional constant meltdown by these females, these women in the Senate, all the more reason why Pete Hegseth has talked about the standards in the military, and they keep saying, you don't think women should be in combat roles. Well, again, this meme should sum that up.
Our veterans organizations that will help our veterans get every damn thing that they deserve because they signed on the dotted line to keep us safe, just like
the nagging.
And it was funny to me, and it's funny that Chad, you brought up the women in combat roles. The two females that were prior military that were grilling Pete about women in combat roles never served in a combat role.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And it's like Graham said when he was talking to y'all earlier, there's a difference between women in combat and combat roles. Okay. Yeah. There's a difference between being infantry, all right, and being a petroleum specialist or supply or logistics or admin. Okay. There's a difference. And Pete answered the question perfectly. He even went, honestly, the one thing that I honestly disagreed with him a little bit on was the question of like women doing combat jobs. And he answered it politically correct. He's like, I have no problem with that as long as we have a gender neutral standard, meaning that if you want to do this job, you've got to be able to do this. I don't care if you're a man or a woman, you've got to be able to carry this much weight this far for this long, do this many push-ups, run 2 miles this fast. Everybody has to.
I love that the CLCs, the Cry Libs Cry. This meme right here is the epitome of CLC.
Absolutely.
Cry Libs Cry.
Oh, yeah.
I love that you guys are blowing up the chat on that. Like and share the episode. And let me just remind you guys, if that clip that we just watched, that should remind you that conservative women are hotter.
Oh, man.
Than anybody on the left.
I got one in the chat right now. My little brown-headed, blue-eyed conservative baby girl.
Throw the fire emoji in the chat. Blow up the chat with the fire emoji. Because conservative women, I don't want to objectify you, but you're beautiful.
You're beautiful. You're
Quite
beautiful.
honestly, I don't know if I've ever seen a girl so beautiful as a conservative woman.
I got one in the house right now.
There
She's
it is.
smoking
Throw
hot.
the fire emojis in there because conservative women smoke shows, and yeah, girls, that's what I'm talking about, them fire emojis. Boy, and not the least of which is our friend from South Carolina, the Honorable Congresswoman Nancy Mace. Watch this clip. Oh, it gets heated in here, boy.
Somebody's campaign coffers really are struggling right now. So she gonna keep saying trans, so that people will feel threatened. And child, listen, I want y'all to tell me whether or
Do
not.
not call me a child. I am no child.
I want
Don't
to
even
find
start.
out
I am a grown
which
woman.
of those
I am 47 years
emails
old. I have broken
actually
more
have
glass ceilings than you
Chairman,
ever
I'm
will.
reclaiming my
Let's go.
time.
You will not do that. I
Order.
am not a child.
I am reclaiming my time.
If you want to take it outside,
Mr. Chairman, the committee is not in order.
Order.
Point of order. Point of order.
Order.
Somebody's campaign.
Nancy said you want
That's
to
what
take it
I'm talking about.
outside.
We can go
He's
outside.
calling for orders.
Catch me outside. How about
let's-
that?
Cash me
I love it.
outside. We'll take it out in the lobby, baby. Oh,
Yeah.
Jasmine Crockett, the shame of Texas. Just you come into child.
Listen here, child.
And Nancy was like, oh, and again, that in exchange right there is why women don't need to be in combat. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. I mean, they fight different. Like women scare me, dude. Like they pull your hair out and scratch, and yeah,
Brother,
and then
Nancy Mace would
then shame you publicly.
Would stomp a mud hole in that little chick.
And in your own perusal time, go read on X Nancy Mace's response to Jasmine Crockett in that exchange. She did not mince any words. She at least did abbreviate the F-bombs, but she was like, I don't give any. There's zero given. So anyway, guys, that's the show. Man, good stuff.
Awesome.
It's exciting what's going on in D.C. We're going to get to the Super Chat here in a minute, guys. We have 5 days until the inauguration. I want everybody to pray, and like and share this episode. Slap those prayer hands in the chat as we head out to the Super Chats and wrap the show up. My brother, Hot Seat Todd, pray us out of here, man.
Let's do this. Let us bow. Father, we just thank you for a good show, for a good week so far. Lord, I just ask you that you continue to go ahead of us, that you light our path, that you open the doors that need to be open, close the ones that need to be closed. Father, as Graham is in D.C. fighting for us and trying to make true change in this country, I ask that you lead him, guide him, but most importantly, protect him, because as it stands right now, he is in the lion's den. And so, Father, you just put your blanket of protection around him, around his family while he's out there, and bring him back to us safely. Father, we have 5 days. 5 days until one of the most crucial changes that has probably ever happened in my lifetime. And I know the forces of evil, the Satan is rallying his demons to do everything he can to stop it, to do everything he can to deter it. Father, I just ask in the name of Jesus that you stop him, you rebuke him, and that you keep the president, his staff, the cabinet members, and everybody that's going to be involved in that inauguration safe. Most importantly, Father, if there is somebody out there right now that can hear my voice that does not know you, if there is somebody out there with a need, yes, you, that listener, I'm talking to you. You have that need. You're struggling with something, whether it be finances, whether it be a marriage, whether it be an addiction, whatever that is. Father, I just ask that you meet that individual, that you hug them, you hold them, you show them the true God, the true Father that you really are. You reveal that love to them. Father, we love you. We thank you for all that you do, and we ask all these things in your Son's name, and all of God's people said.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, let's do the Super Chats.
I want to encourage everybody, before we jump into the Super Chats, I want to give it like, share. We need you to do that. Don't forget our Birch Gold partners over there. Text Graham to 989898, betonline.ag. And this afternoon, I'm on at 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Central. And I encourage everybody, do me a favor if you're out here. Go find Chad Prather on Rumble and hit subscribe. Because I'm kind of new to Rumble, honestly.
Yeah.
And I'm still learning this program. I want you to do it with Hot Seat Todd as well.
For real.
Let's grow our individual channels, because sometimes things get throttled or things get knocked off or whatever, and we need to have other alternate places. So if you would go hit that little subscribe button to our channels, we sure would appreciate it.
You know what else you should do while we're at it? You should go to Royce Chamberlain on Twitter or on Instagram and hit that follow button. At Royce Chamberlain, spelled L-I-N, not L-A-I-N. It's Chamberlain. Yeah. Go hit me up. All 15,000 of you.
And all I can say to the 4 people that did the thumbs down, your mother doesn't love you.
Ooh.
Or maybe only your mother does.
Let's read them.
It's
Micah.
It's not Royce Jonas, okay? Royce Chamberlain.
Royce Chamberlain.
Micah_Panada. Please pray for me. Just found out my admin chief messed up my re-enlistment paperwork, and I have to start over. Admin should not be this hard. Should not be this hard to stay in the military. Yeah, that's true. I used to do retention packets. It's harder than you think, but once you start doing them, you get the hang of them. So your guy's probably a walking, mouth-breathing rock with lips. But good luck. I hope it works out. Biker Mom. The best part of yesterday was Mark Wayne Mullen calling out the left. He was fantastic. Proud to be from Oklahoma and love my senator. Boomer Sooner. Confirm Pete.
Confirm Pete. Here we go.
Whitney Hill, Chad News Network. Unapologetic news. America needs it. I can't find the problem in that statement.
I like it.
Shazlet. Whatever happened to not being taxed without representation? This goes back to the Tea Party in Boston. Example, North Carolina. No help from the government. King George already did this to us. They can't disagree with that either.
There we go.
Tarzan Cowboy. I love that username. Would love to see you guys do a Rumble show only with Chad and Todd. The back and forth between you two is hilarious, and it would be great to see it uncensored.
Dang, I'll just leave then. Wow.
You sort of just saw one.
Yeah, you kind of just got a piece of that.
That was brutal. Okay, sorry.
Ed Brown, Tuberville's poker face sucks. Yeah, it does. You know, I got to give Tuberville some credit. I hated him for a very long time because he coached Auburn, but I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Tubbs. Shazlet, God made man and woman to be able to do different roles. I could never physically carry the same amount of weight as my husband, same in the military. I played basketball in college, all women sports. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition.
And this one's only $1, but I'll still show it. Started following Royce long time ago. Love you, Royce. Listen, follow all of us, dude. Follow everybody. All right.
That's Caloho. That's Caloho.
That's Caloho. We love Caloho. So.
I just realized, Royce, like yesterday, like we were doing my show, we were in the chat, we were getting the super chats on Graham's channel, and I was like, dang, I need to send people to the super chats on my channel.
That's what I need $1. Let's see. RMH731. Todd, what is the name of your channel on Rumble? I've searched your name and show name, but it didn't show up. It's just the hot seat. You can all one word though, because Rumble doesn't let you space it out.
Do you have your own Rumble, or is it just on Dear America?
No, I have my own Rumble.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the hot seat. Search the hot seat. You see this right here. Tina Garcia, Kansas City here. Heart emoji. We're not all lives, Chad. Come back. We love you.
Oh, we're coming back. I love Kansas City. We're coming back. It's just the Kansas City Comedy Club did me wrong with the cancel culture. They breathed life into it, but we'll be back.
Skip_1074. Amen, Todd. Wanted to say thank you to everyone who sent prayers at the end of yesterday's show. Had to say goodbye to a Marine Corps corporal and his younger sister who passed in a car crash. I hate that, man.
Yeah.
I hate that. Misty024. Nice to make a live show. It's been a while, Chad. Great addition to Dear America. I'm all for TNT, but the Todd Tucker was a low blow.
No pun intended. Yeah.
Quite literally.
Royce, you're a great part of the show. I'm praying better for better days ahead.
Thank you. It's the last one for right now.
Caloho, she said, I meant to hit the $5.
It's all right. It's all right. We still
we'll take six. We'll take six.
I always want to say that with a little accent. Kiloho.
Kiloho.
All right, that's it. That's all we got.
Awesome. Great show, guys. Awesome job.
Was a great show. Can't wait for Graham to be back tomorrow. Join me today at 2 o'clock. Todd's tonight at 5:30, right? Or 6:30.
5 o'clock Eastern. No, 6 whatever.
Eastern.
6 Eastern, 5 God's time. I suck at time zones.
Yeah, so you and I are both in Central Time because I'm in Texas. Yeah. So join our shows. We'll have a good time.
I have a special guest today. Really excited about it.
Oh, and yesterday we did, just to update everybody, because we tried to get John Rich on today. And John, I talked to him yesterday. He's going to try to jump on with us next week. He was traveling today, so he said he can't wait to come on. And but watchchad.com, that's my website. It's where all the fun stuff is. I'm in Fredericksburg, Texas this Saturday night doing some comedy and music. Go to watchchad.com and check out my live schedule. Make sure you're tuned in to Todd, Megan's show. Royce will be back with me at 2. We're going to cut up a little bit today. We got some fun stuff coming, so don't miss if you need a little afternoon chuckle, and we'll have a good time. Hit like. Hit share, support the sponsors. That's what we need you to do. Please do it. So maybe Graham will let me keep, getting in front of his microphone every now and then. But we love you guys. God bless you. And Todd, tell everybody goodbye.
All right, guys. Love you, miss you, mean it.
Royce.
Love you guys. Quick No, I'm not going to be on the show tomorrow.
Oh.
Todd will be running it. So if there are technical difficulties, it's not my fault.
Which there will be. There
Just a
will
little
be.
disclaimer. No, I'm setting it up, so you guys should all be good. But I will see you guys back on Monday.
We'll figure it out. And I'm Chad Prather. I love you. God bless you. We'll talk to you later on.